How do I want to express this channel of life force energy? Making that your practice, little by little by little. And then you will make your life your masterpiece. I'm Christelle Arcucci. You're listening to the Embody Wealthy podcast, the lightning path for women and empaths to quit people pleasing, reclaim power, and create a pleasure-led legacy without apology. Welcome, everyone. I am so delighted that you are here. Our work together today is a combination embodiment practice, sensual hypnosis, and Akashic recode. And even if you don't know what those words mean, ideally you will feel it in your body. This session is meant to be an invitation for you to go deeper into your physical, mental, emotional experience, allowing sound to move through your body, allowing your body to move. That can be in subtle ways, or it can be bigger movements. Allow life force energy to move through you as you. Each one of us holds incredible power in the movement of our body, in our being, in our sound, and in our breath. This practice is meant to support you in feeling, moving, sounding, breathing, becoming more powerfully embodied in who you are, in your purpose, and living your purpose. So you can keep your eyes closed, you can keep your eyes open, you can move in big ways, you can move in subtle ways, tuning in and listening to the inspiration of how this work lands in your system now. We are recording this in January of 2023. We are in the third week of January, just past the Lunar New Year. Yet this invitation applies to any day of the week, any month, any part of the lunar cycle, any part of the year, is feeling how the momentum of culture and of your life is moving in you and through you. How can you land in your present moment experience to feel what you feel, to notice sensations, and to not resist what is happening? There is so much momentum in the dominant culture. We can't avoid that, yet we can choose what we do with that energy, with that momentum. It can run us ragged, or it can be fuel for building our purpose, for aligning our souls with our human selves. We're going to move through a series of sounds to help enliven your body, to help settle your mind. First, the sound Again, as you sound and breathe, allow your body to move as you are inspired. Next, Then listening and feeling your breath. You can continue to sound or simply feel the sound as your breath moves in, as your breath moves out. Present moment awareness. It sounds so simple, yet is not easy to practice. And I find the gateways of breath, movement, and sound help to integrate the mind into the heart, into the body, into the experience of the present moment. And from the present moment is our greatest power to create, to decide, who am I in this moment? What am I creating in this moment? And so often when we get stuck in overwhelm or procrastination, it's because the mind is on overdrive and is disconnected from our physical, mental, emotional experience. So these three practices of breath, movement, and sound help to integrate, because it's not that the mind is bad, it is one of our superpowers. Yet, how do we integrate the mind's power into our physical experience? Then we step into the flow of the momentum, the flow of the life force that is present in our life. This great power of listening to first what you feel. What is happening outside of you in the dominant culture is going to impact you. How can we feel what we feel the collective, yet consciously direct our power of creation? Because if there is incredible momentum because of a world event, this momentum is happening. If I try to be like, no, it's not happening, I'm not impacted, then I'm in resistance to the flow of life force energy. Yet, if I can feel the impact of a cultural, of a world event, and I can feel it, move it, breathe it, be it, express it through my system, whether that be dancing, shouting, screaming, crying, moving the energy, allowing the life force to move me, to be expressed through me, then once I have integrated the impact of the cultural momentum, then I personally get to consciously choose how I create with that power. And learning to not resist is a challenge. Part of it is if I feel the resistance, no, I don't want this. I had this plan. Today was the day I was supposed to be recording. And this thing happened in the outside world. And now everybody is freaking out and I'm freaking out. And no, 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 no. Part of it is to feel that no, to express it, to throw a little temper tantrum. Emotionally, physically, energetically, move the energy and find what happens next. Because most often what happens next, especially for women and empaths, is we get overloaded and we shut down. And then we don't move. We feel paralyzed and unable to move. Yet if we create a container for ourselves, and it can be, again, big and outrageous and loud if you're in a private space, but it also can be humming inside. It can be making fists and opening your hands under the table if you're in a meeting. It can be more consciously breathing, which, of course, nobody's going to be upset that you're doing. Finding the way, giving yourself the permission to feel the momentum of the collective, to also learn to express it in a way that gives us access to the life force. What is life inviting me to do with this energy? And sometimes that is shut down, and that's okay. Lay under the covers and moan, oh, don't touch me. Yet again, allowing yourself to playfully express with your physical body, with your words, with your sound, with your breath. It opens access to life force energy. It opens access to momentum. And I like to think about performing artists that I admire, that especially use their bodies, their breath, their sound. What I admire about them is how big their expression is. And that includes costumes and makeup and full expression. They're really too much. I mean, of course, some people think that. Yet giving ourselves permission to make our life our stage, to make our bodies our masterpiece, to learn how to express how life force wants to move through you, as your wisdom teachings, as your beautiful, powerful expression. And that begins in safe and sacred spaces like this. Even if you are listening to the recording, you can feel the energetic space I am making with my voice, with my sound, with my movement. And so practicing privately is the place where you build your muscles, you build your confidence of expression, of feeling life force energy, of feeling the dominant stream and deciding what you want to do with that energy, which is where great, incredible, creative power lives. What do I want to do with the invitation of what's happening in the collective? Move, express, breathe, feel. And then in doing that, you feel the invitation from the inside out. But when the noise from the outside is so loud, is so great, is so overwhelming, and we're used to just getting swept away by the current of dominant culture, yes, it will impact you. Allow it to move you. Allow it to inspire you. Allow it to devastate you. That's part of what we signed up for in being human. Yet when we don't resist, when we allow, when we practice moving all kinds of flavors of life force energy, when we practice emotional alchemy, how does rage feel in my body? Ooh, that is so taboo, especially for women and empaths. Yet when you practice this daily, what does anger feel like in my system right now? How does it want to be expressed? It gives us access to the other end of the spectrum, right? Because if we don't practice, we have a very narrow place to live, which is generally people-pleasing, which is generally very small and acceptable. If you think of your favorite performing artists, their range is enormous. Their expression is larger than life. And that is what I want for you, to gently play at the edges of your spectrum, to build your confidence, to build your expression, to build your ability to feel life, all of it, the amazing and the devastating. See how it wants to move you, to allow it to move you through your breath, your sound, your movement, your writing, your speaking, your parenting, your friendships, right? In every way, how does life want to move you? And that practice of bringing purpose, which can be this enormous question of what is my purpose? Am I doing my purpose? In my opinion, purpose is rooted in who am I being? What am I doing today? that it isn't some far off, distant experience of whenever I achieve whatever, blah, 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 then I will be living my purpose. To me, purpose is being and doing in the moment. Who am I being? What am I doing? And do I want to keep doing that? And giving ourselves permission to be expressive, to be moved by life, right? This isn't about shutting out what's happening in the outside world. It's about being moved by what is happening in the outside world and deciding what to create going forward. I cannot shut off what is happening in the world outside. And we all know this, especially because of the last 3 years. How deeply connected we are and how deeply impacted we are by what is happening on a global scale. So feeling that impact, yet not fighting it, allowing, listening, tuning in, deciding to use the creative life force energy, because that's what it is. Feeling devastated is a channel of life force energy. And in my experience and opinion, the more people who are authentically feeling, being moved, and consciously creating life, the better time we will have as humans. Because there is no way of avoiding the hard things that will happen to us as humans. To each of us individually, to our loved ones, and obviously to the collective. So our ability to practice daily, feeling, expressing, moving, movement, breath, and sound as your practices in private, and then bringing them out into the world. How can I be more of who I want to be in my everyday interactions? How can I embody love and divine play in everyone I interact with? For me, those are my intentions. Embodied love and divine play. How does embodied love and divine play interact with the plumber who's fixing the plumbing? Or the postal worker? Or the person on the freeway that's annoying me? And let me tell you, that one is not easy for me. But allowing, feeling, if I'm driving and I feel the frustration, allow it to move me so it doesn't stagnate in my system and slow me down. We are allowed to feel rage. We are allowed to feel love, right? If we limit feeling anger or devastation or sadness, we limit how much we can love our lives and each other and ourselves. So if you want to feel more of the good feelings, you have to cultivate your ability to feel the hard ones. How do they move you? How do they express you? Because again, it's moving outside of that narrow space that we're allowed to feel and express. It's pushing those edges, and eventually setting the box down completely. To be more fully expressed as you. To be and do what you are here to do. Each day, being and doing you. Breathing, moving, sounding, aligned with your soul calling in small ways every day, and then bringing that to the world. And as you do that, as you give yourself permission and push back those limitations that we have accepted culturally, globally, as we push them back, you being and doing yourself more fully gives permission for other people to do the same. They will be inspired seeing you. Will there be those people that try to confine and contain you? Oh, yes. You get to decide. Life is moving me. I am alive. What a miracle. How does life want to move through me, as me today, in this challenge and in this ecstasy, making more space? And that starts with our private practices and the permission we give ourselves. Because that's where it starts, is me giving me permission to be a too much woman, too intense, too emotional, too loud, too bossy, too boisterous, too this, too that, too whatever. And at the same time, culture tells us you're too much and not enough at the same time. That is the edges that we're pushed in. Noticing those places and times when the critic, the inner police, is telling you you're too much or not enough, and deciding, to play naughty, to give yourself permission to push back the edges of the box, to create your life consciously through how you breathe, how you move, how you sound, how you dress, how you express, who you connect with, how you do it. That is the momentum that we're fueling. Creative life force. How is it moving me? How is it inspiring me to be today? To create the world that I want to live in. And it has to start from the inside out. And working both from the inside out and the outside in. As we give ourselves permission, we give each other permission. Cheering for others, right? That's part of giving others permission. When you see them dressed wildly or expressing fully, is to reach your hands up and cheer for them. To say, yes, I see you, I celebrate you, I support your wildness. That is how we create a dominant stream, a dominant culture that is celebrating soul expression, that is celebrating healing, that is aligning with nature and isn't fighting it and only serving a few. That is how we create it, is as a community, supporting ourselves, supporting each other in feeling, moving, breathing. How intense it is to be human. It's intense. And as you allow yourself to be like, it is hard and horrible and also incredibly hot. How can I be turned on by the intensity? Because honestly, I believe on a soul level, our souls are like, this is amazing. This place called Earth, this embodiment thing, this body that I'm in, like, wow, it's incredible. Okay, some sad thing happened. Great, we get to cry. Wow. Really, that is why we came. Our infinite souls were like, I want to be expressed as a human. Not just the happiness, but the hard stuff, the heartbreak. Because that's what living on earth is. That's the invitation. Yes. So moving, breathing, sounding, noticing how the impact of my words, my sound feels in your system. Do you feel alive? Do you feel afraid? Do you feel turned on? Do you feel concerned? Feel all of it. Feel as much as you can, allowing it. Feeling the many things, because most often we're thinking and feeling many things. Allowing that. How does it want to move through me as me? How do I want to express this flavor, this channel of life force energy? Making that your practice, little by little by little. And then you will make your life your masterpiece. Feeling how life is moving you, allowing it to move through you as you, and creating, co-creating the life that you desire, the world that you desire. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. And you can revisit this as many times as you need to give yourself permission to breathe, move, and sound, to allow life to move through you, and to choose how you are creating, who you are co-creating with, and tuning in to the momentum of life force energy. It is a pleasure to co-create and embody wealthy with you. For the first time in my coaching business, I'm offering a single session called a desire session. The focus is to discover why manifesting isn't working for you and access the creative power of desire to build your pleasure-led legacy. It's a one-on-one phone session that includes pleasure body breath, sensual hypnosis, an Akashic recode, and the recording. This is not a sales call. It is the most exciting evolution of my work, and I would love to share it with you. You can book your desire session at desiresession.com. If you're interested to explore options to co-create with me for 3 months or longer, please visit embodyyourlegacy.com to fill out an application. For more revolutionary teachings and tools, please leave a review and follow on your favorite podcast app or visit embodywealthypodcast.com/23. I believe in you and the magic power of your soul. I'm sending you so much love. You're listening to the Embody Wealthy podcast, the lightning path for women and empaths to quit people-pleasing, reclaim power, and create a pleasure-led legacy without apology.